your best choice. BEFM 부산영어방송.
Coming up next is 4 p.m. duo with Nick Greenwood and David Kim. BFM 부산영어방송.
부산 고속도로 순찰대장 이영경입니다. 따뜻한 봄을 맞아 나들이 많이 가시죠? 고속도로 출발 전 전자석 안전띠 착용, 출발 후 규정속도 지키기, 앞차와 안전거리 유지하기, 졸리면 반드시 쉬어가기와 같은 안전수칙 준수로 사고 없는 즐거운 여행 되세요. 안전은 행복의 시작입니다.
Many of you will be heading out to enjoy the warm spring, right? Well, you can enjoy an accident-free and pleasant trip by following safety rules such as making sure everyone in the car is wearing a seatbelt before hitting the highway, abiding by the speed limit on the road, maintaining a safe distance with a car in front of you, and taking a break if you feel drowsy. Happiness begins with safety first. This campaign was brought to you by BEFM and Busan Metropolitan Police National Highway Patrol.
Here's your coffee.
Oh, thank you. Can I get a straw with that?
Disposable plastic straws are not allowed anymore.
Then can I get a stirring stick for my drink?
Plastic stir sticks are also subject to restriction.
Do you have a plastic bag to carry that?
The use of disposable plastic bags is prohibited too. Customers can no longer pay an extra fee to use plastic bags.
Now is the time to follow the restrictions on disposable products.
The restriction is not just for disposable utensils and plastic bags at stores, but also plastic wrappers for wet umbrellas and single-use plastic supplies used for cheering at concerts.
Our little discomforts
Can bring comfort to the earth.
This campaign is brought to you by BEFM, 부산영어방송.
Have you ever wondered what goes on inside BFM studios? Well, wonder no more. You can now listen to as well as watch all of BFM shows. We're bringing BFM even closer to you. Starting May 1st, you can watch all of our shows live on YouTube. Search for 부산영어방송 to catch live streams of your favorite BFM programs. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the like button. You do not want to miss out.
안녕하세요. 이순재입니다. 먼저 마음을 전하는 일 참 어려운 것 같습니다. 하지만 그런 말이 있죠. 처음만 힘들다.
인사하는 거 처음만 힘들지. 손 내미는 거 처음만 힘들지. 사랑한단 말 처음만 힘들지. 감사하단 말 처음만 힘들지. 한 번 시작하고 나면 그다음부터 어렵지 않아. 먼저 시작해봐요. 마음을 전해요.
마음을 전합시다. 매일매일이 따뜻해질 겁니다. 공익광고협의회.
The time is now 6 o'clock.
BEFM Local News at 6.
부산적 코로나19 확진자는 어제 719명, 오늘 오후 2시까지 315명입니다. Busan City confirmed 719 new COVID-19 infections yesterday and 315 cases as of 2 p.m. today. 지난달 30일 부산에서 처음으로 엠폭스 확진자가 발생함에 따라 부산시가 전파 차단을 위해 총력전을 벌이고 있습니다. 시는 전염 가능 기간 확진자 동선 파악과 위험 노출력에 대한 역학조사를 벌여 감염원 조사와 접촉자 관리에 나서는 등 감시 체계를 강화하고 있습니다. 부산 확진자는 내국인으로 지난달 29일 의심 증상을 보여 직접 질병관리청 콜센터에 신고해 검사를 받았고 3주 이내에 해외 여행력이 없어 국내 발생으로 추정됩니다.
The city of Busan is making all-out efforts to stop the spread of mpox infections after the city confirmed its first case on the 30th of last month. The city is conducting an epidemiological investigation on places visited during the infectious period and risk factors. It is strengthening the monitoring system by investigating the source of infection and managing contacts. The city's first case came from a South Korean national who tested on the 29th after reporting suspected symptoms to a call center of the Korea Disease Control and Prevention Agency. It is thought to be a local transmission case as the patient had not traveled overseas in 3 weeks.
등굣길에 화물이 떨어져 초등학생이 숨진 사고와 관련해 부산시가 어린이 보호구역에 안전 실태 전수조사를 벌입니다. 어린이 보호구역 주변에 CCTV를 설치해 불법 주정차 단속을 대폭 강화하고 현재 일반 도로의 3배인 불법 주정차 과태료를 5배 이상으로 올리는 방안을 검토 중입니다. 또 차량까지 막을 수 있는 울타리 설치를 의무화하도록 관계부처와 협의할 계획입니다. 한편 영도경찰서는 공장 대표이자 사고 당시 지게차를 물었던 기사가 무면허인 것으로 확인됐으며 업무상 과실치사 외에도 건설기계관리법 위반 혐의를 적용해 조사하고 있다고 밝혔습니다.
In response to a school zone accident that resulted in the death of an elementary school student, the city of Busan will conduct a full safety investigation at school zones. The city will install surveillance cameras at school zones to significantly strengthen crackdowns on illegal parking and stopping. It is also considering increasing fines for illegal parking and stopping at school zones. Currently, such fines are 3 times higher than those for illegally parking and stopping on regular roads, but the city is looking to raise them to at least 5 times higher. In addition, the city will negotiate with related ministries to require the installation of safety fences that can even block vehicles. Meanwhile, the Yeongdo police station confirmed that the driver of the forklift at the time of the accident does not have a license to operate the vehicle. Police are also investigating the suspect on charges of violating the Construction Machinery Management Act in addition to professional negligence.
부산시가 국방부 유휴뷰지를 매입해 문현 혁신도시의 구역에 추가하고 동천에는 친수공간 등을 조성하기로 했습니다. 장기적으로는 북한에서 동천을 따라 서면까지 이어지는 크루즈 기반 시설로 활용할 계획입니다.
The city of Busan will purchase an unused site owned by the Defense Ministry to use as additional space for the Munhyun Innovation City and build a waterfront space by Dongcheon Stream. In the long run, the city plans to use the area along Dongcheon Stream from Northport to Seomyeon as cruise infrastructure.
어린이날을 맞아 영화의 전당 일대에서 다채로운 축하 행사가 열립니다. 오는 5일 야외 극장과 무대에서는 어린이 채널 유튜버 팬미팅을 비롯한 과학쇼와 보드게임 등이 진행되고 부산국제영화제 광장에서는 대형 블록 쌓기 등 다양한 체험 행사가 마련됩니다. 이와 함께 부산 소방재난본부의 안전체험과 안전교육 인형극 등이 진행됩니다.
Various celebrations to mark Children's Day will take place at Busan Cinema Center. At the outdoor theater and stage on the 5th, there will be a fan meetup for children's YouTube channels, as well as a science show and board games. The Biff Plaza will also hold various hands-on programs such as building with large blocks. In addition, the Busan Fire and Disaster Headquarters will also hold a safety experience program and an educational safety puppet show.
올해 해운대 모래축제가 오는 19일부터 나흘 동안 2030 부산 세계박람회를 주제로 열립니다. 미국과 캐나다, 중국 등 해외 작가 8명과 국내 작가 3명이 참여해 엑스포의 미래와 도전, 생태자연과 기술의 조화 등을 표현한 14개 모래작품을 제작 전시합니다.
The Haeundae Sand Festival will open for 4 days from the 19th under the theme of World Expo 2030 Busan. This year's festival will feature 3 domestic artists and 8 international artists from the US, Canada, and China, among others. They will create and showcase 14 sand sculptures that represent the expo's future and endeavors, the harmony between ecology, nature, and technology, and more.
끝으로 날씨입니다. 부산지방 내일 아침 최저기온 14도, 내일 낮 최고기온 21도로 예상됩니다. 부산의 현재 기온 19도입니다.
Expect a morning low of 14 degrees Celsius in Busan tomorrow with highs of 21 degrees Celsius. Temperatures are currently averaging at 19 degrees Celsius in Busan. It's time to wrap up this hour's news. I'm Christino.
호정아였습니다.
Thank you for joining. You're listening to BEFM 부산영어방송.
Your best choice. BEFM 부산 영어방송.
9년 전 한국에서의 새로운 출발을 위해 부산을 처음 찾은 프랭크. 부산의 자연과 사람, 부산에서 누리는 모든 것을 사랑하는 그는 부산의 변함없는 한대에 늘 감탄합니다.
I think that Busan people are actually very, very kind and very welcoming. If I seemed a little lost, there was always someone that was there to ask me if I needed help. They're more seriously friendly than it's very serious. I very seriously want to help you.
부산의 한결같은 모습도 늘 감동을 주지만 이제는 부산의 미래를 꿈꾸며 2030년 부산의 새로운 도약을 기대합니다.
Busan people are very proud of their city. They want to share the city with everyone. If we get the World Expo, it'll really put Busan on a global map.
세계 박람회가 어울리는 도시, 미래를 향한 힘찬 도약. 부산에서 출발한 파도는 이미 세계를 향해 뻗어 나가고 있습니다. 2030 부산 세계 박람회. 부산이 시작하고 대한민국이 함께 이뤄갑니다. 이 캠페인은 지역과 함께하는 든든한 동반자 BNK 부산은행과 함께합니다.
Coming up next is Inside Out Busan with Laura McLucky and Min-Soo Shin. BEFM 부산 영어 방송.
Hello. Good evening and welcome to another Tuesday here at Inside Out Busan. It's already May. But did you know that Family Month is actually becoming a burden on families?
A burden, you say.
Burden,
Budams,
yeah.
right? Well, May is known as Family Month here in Korea because it has 3 important days that honor specific members of our family. Children, parents, as well as teachers, right? So all special days within this month.
I'm all 3 of those. I'm excited.
You are.
I'm excited for all the gifts I'm going to get. But furthermore, the number of weddings that takes place in May tends to increase, which of course puts additional pressure of the 축의금.
맞아요. So many Koreans feel the financial burden in the month of May because it is a month of gift giving, right? Now, it is good to give. 근데 저도 받고 싶네요. 저도 용돈요.
돈 줘.
Trying to make a move just to stay in the game. I tried to stay awake and remember my name, but everybody's changing and I don't feel the same. You're gone from here, soon you'll disappear, fading into beautiful light. 'Cause everybody's changing and I don't feel right. So little time, try to understand that I'm trying to make a move just to stay in the game. I tried to stay awake and remember my name, but everybody's changing and I don't feel the same. So little time, try to understand that I'm trying to make a move just to stay in the game. I tried to stay awake and remember my name, but everybody's changing and I don't feel the same. Everybody's changing and I don't feel the same.
Oh yeah. That's it.
Very excited that we play some Keen.
Yeah.
Everybody's changing. That's the title
Everybody's
of the song.
changing. Listen, let's do the housekeeping first. Welcome to Inside Out Busan. It's Tuesday, the 2nd of May, 2023, of course. 6:13 on the clock. I'm Laura McCluckey.
And I'm Min-Soo Shin. Thank you so much for joining us.
Yeah.
How was your Tuesday?
It was good. No, it was terrible. I worked all day. But also, I was so tired all day because I got you can see because we're doing 보는 방송, right? So we're
네.
live streaming every single day. So
맞습니다.
if you go onto 너튜브, you can go and find BEFM or 부산영어방송, and you can look at my eyes. I've been rubbing them all day because I got sun cream in them. In the morning,
따갑겠다.
and then I was at work, so I had to just like keep rubbing my eyes. It was really sore. But apart from that, I heard that there's some sort of model walk that you have to do to Everybody's Changing by Keen.
Supposedly, it's like a runway song.
Why?
I don't know. Can you
Can
picture?
you show us? Can you show us how you do that?
Me?
Yeah, I've never
I
seen it.
have no idea.
No, me either.
I have no
피디님?
idea what this runway walk is supposed to be.
피디님 해보세요. Why is there no camera on 피디님?
I know.
This is nonsense.
I made the suggestion that they should have a camera on 작가님 as well.
Yeah.
Right?
She would love
I want to
it.
see the face of disappointment.
Every time we
she
ruin
puts.
something that she puts in the script. Anyway.
Yes.
How about you? How's your Tuesday? Good?
Good. Looking forward to, I don't know, just this whole month, right? We mentioned May being family month and all. There's a very special day coming up this week, Children's Day. I'm already planning for it. I know you are as well, right?
Yeah.
So, listeners, as well as you, Laura, have you prepared presents for Children's Day? As well as Parents' Day, 부모의 날도. It's upcoming, right? You know, though we are grateful for the time that we have to bond with families, right? On a days like Children's Day and Parents' Day, a lot of people are thinking just the burden of like costs that go into presents, 용돈 that you do have to kind of shell out, especially this month. It's becoming more and more of a worry for a lot of people here.
Yeah. My son said to me the other day, Mommy, for Children's Day, can I just have 3 things?
3 things, not
Can
just
I
one,
just
but 3.
have 3 things?
A 1, a 2,
What do you mean,
a 3.
you just have 3 things? But a number a growing number of Koreans, particularly those in their late 20s and 30s, they feel obligated to spend generous amounts of money for, so-called Family Month in May. And this is, on top of the fact that they don't really have that much to spend on themselves.
맞아요.
So it's a big burden.
Yeah, according to a survey, 7 out of 10 working Koreans say that the month of May is financially burdensome, and they expect the expected spending amount for the month of May is around 56만 원. So that's 560,000 won.
What?
I mean, I see it, right? On your kids, especially on your parents, right? It's like you give them 용돈. For a lot of people, 용돈 plus a meal.
Yeah.
Right? That adds up.
Remember the days that you could just paint a cup or stick pasta to a piece of paper and give it as a gift?
Yeah.
That's what I might do.
It's like first and second grade.
My parents-in-law.
Same here.
Here's some pasta.
Right.
Fusily with some PVA glue. This is how much I love you.
Right, and some oil pastel, right, on it. In addition, the country, experiencing exponential growth when it comes to consumer prices, right, these days. The rising cost of dining out, for a lot of people, it's becoming less and less affordable. And I feel it too. For the past couple of months, I've been noticing, we eat the same outside, but our 통장s, our accounts, right, our bank accounts and our statements, it's saying more in the minus.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And for Parents' Day, so I was planning to take my in-laws somewhere really nice and fancy, but it's like I've got me, my mum and dad, sort of parents-in-law, and then my husband and my son, and then baby doesn't eat anything, but it's just about 20만 원 에서 to the restaurants that I want to go to.
Yeah.
비싼데.
맞아요.
한 번에 비싸.
Somebody suggested, why not cook them dinner at home?
귀찮다. I would rather 내 the 돈. Much rather 내 the 돈.
근데 그게 더 일단 편하고요. 편하긴 편한데, I mean, you could end up saving, but then if you really if you look at it, it's pretty much the same.
It's pretty much the same.
It's pretty much the same. Yeah, so we're wondering, for our listeners, how are you going to 넘겨 the month of May, right? It's gonna be
deal with it?
It's gonna be tough. We have people already chiming in on our YouTube. By the way, every day starting yesterday, 보이는 방송 하고 있습니다. 저희 on our YouTube we have 희수님 saying the weather is so lovely today. It is.
Yeah,
very nice,
it really
right?
is.
희자님 saying hi, it's good to see you through 보이는 방송. Laura is moving. 민수's drinking water. 반가. Yes, very descriptive. 희수님 says, I'll send money to my mom. I think it's the best gift for parents.
Yeah. People like money. It's the best gift for me
용돈이
too.
최고죠.
I want money.
Yeah,
Always.
we all want money.
That's all I want.
저희도 주세요.
Give me money. Anyway, it is the month of May, so with a new month comes new 보는 방송, visual broadcasting.
Yes.
And also lots and lots of chances to spend money. So be smart, be frugal, and don't leave yourself out of pocket.
Good idea.
Welcome back, everybody. It's time for News Bites. Christine's in the studio.
Hi, Christine.
Hello.
And my, oh my, would you look at the dew on Christine. Right? 맞아요. Christine, looking good.
Love that
Thank
color.
you.
Yeah.
I'm trying to distract from the fact that I didn't really draw pictures today, except for Laura.
Oh,
I saw that there was one had a picture, one didn't. I took the one with the picture.
same here.
Yeah.
It's a little hard today for
Yeah.
us, right? We thank you for all your hard work on the
Thanks,
script.
Christine.
Well, I mean, the drawings,
You're
right? Of course, the
welcome.
news
And
is
on the
implied.
script.
All right, so news bites. What we got?
Okay, so we have a number of news, starting with news on 대체 공휴일, or substitute holiday, that will be designated for Buddha's birthday and Christmas from now on.
Right?
Yeah.
So how was this decision finalized?
So the Ministry of Personnel Management announced today that the revision on the rule of public holidays was approved by the cabinet meeting today that was chaired by President Yoon Suk-yeol. It's going to immediately go into effect. And if you are not familiar with the Korean system, these substitute holidays or 대체 공휴일, they are applied to days like Children's Day, Lunar New Year's Day, and Chuseok holiday for holidays that fall on Saturday or Sunday. The following Monday will be a holiday, a substitute holiday, so you get a longer weekend. So basically, that means that this coming May 29th, Monday, will be a public holiday, and we're going to get a 3-week weekend, a long weekend, the last week of this
You know that
month.
we've got to work.
I know. I'm yesing for everybody, all of our listeners.
We're yesing for you.
We've got an excitement police here.
Yeah. Don't
Yeah.
get too excited. It's only Tuesday.
Thank you for bursting my bubble. Right, just the thought of resting was enough.
Yeah.
And then Laura had to go. We gotta come into the show anyway,
Pop
right?
that bubble. I didn't
Yeah.
sleep last night. That's
Thank you,
why.
Debbie Downer. But good news, right, for people looking forward to, or we're like, I was like, are we gonna get that extra day? Now we got 2 extra days.
We
right?
do. We have 2 extra days.
Sounding good. What we got next?
Let's talk about a brief update on Japanese Prime Minister Fumio Kishida. The presidential office here in South Korea has confirmed that he will be visiting for 2 days starting from this coming Sunday. They said that this will be the resumption of what they're calling shuttle diplomacy at the leaders level. So this just means the leaders are going back and forth visiting each other's countries. And actually, President Yoon was the first South Korean president to visit Japan in 12 years. So this is quite unusual for South Korea.
And what about Kishida? Has he commented on the visit?
Yeah, so he actually spoke to reporters on his overseas trip right now. He said it is a good opportunity for them to have frank exchange opinions on ways to develop their relations and to, work with the rapidly changing global security environment as well.
Well, there we go. I hope it's a positive outcome. Fingers crossed for that.
Yeah. What's next?
All right. Well, I have an update on the first meeting for next year's minimum wage that happened this afternoon. So today's meeting was cut a bit short because of some controversy. First of all, the labor representatives demanded an apology from the chair of the commission, Park Jun-sik, for disruption in the previous scheduled session last month. And all of that happened because of one of the members, Kwon Soon-won. They also asked for the resignation of this member once again. Now, this member is a professor at Sungmyeong Women's University, and the chair refused to apologize, and then the member, Kwon, declined to step down as the clash ensued.
Did the chair have anything to say?
Yeah, so in the opening remarks, he actually said a reasonable and socially acceptable minimum wage needs to be determined during this meeting. And there have been some clashes because labor representatives believe this commission member, Kwon, is anti-labor and pro-government. The professor criticized those who demanded his resignation for having different views and vowed to carry out his duty as a member of this body. And that was the first 30 minutes, and then they moved to a closed-door session. So we'll have to wait to see how the closed-door session went as well.
Yeah, I'm sure you'll be filling us in on that, right? Yeah, let's move on to our next bit of news.
Let's talk about the former Democratic Party chief, Song Young-gil. So I think we've been talking a little bit about him. He has returned to South Korea from France, and today he actually pressured prosecutors because of the investigation into the cash bribery scandal that surrounds his election as party chief back in 2021.
Okay. So, what's been said? What's been going on?
Yeah, so what happened was Song actually appeared in front of the prosecutor's office today without an official summon. He went to the interrogation session that had not been arranged, and he was turned away as expected. And then outside of the prosecutor's office, he held a news conference blaming the government for the current investigation.
So, tell us, refresh us, because we've been talking about this a lot. What have the prosecution been investigating?
Yeah, so prosecutors believe that Song's campaign officials distributed 94 million won, or that's about 70,000 US dollars, in cash envelopes to about 70 party members. So a lot of different people during the 2021 Democratic Party convention. And Song was elected as the party chair at the time. So they've been investigating this case. They also suspect that Song could have played an active role in giving out these illegal bribes. And so they're analyzing some recordings of telephone conversations by the key party official and looking for some proof in this case.
Yeah.
But during the briefing this morning, Song actually said, "Please do not hurt people around me, but arrest Song Young-gil himself, myself." And he said, "My fellow Koreans, I apologize again for controversy surrounding bribery allegations." And he blamed the government, saying that this was a politically motivated probe.
Yeah. Well, we may or may not know what it is, but he's being quite forthcoming with everything that he wants to say.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I'm sure we're going to find out something.
He seems to be facing them head on.
Yeah.
So it's very interesting.
Yeah.
We got time for one more bit of news.
Yes, let's talk about another investigation. Prosecutors decided to indict Han Sang-hyuk, who is the chair of the Korean Communications Commissions, or KCC, for his alleged involvement in score manipulation against a right-wing cable channel.
Okay, so what are the allegations?
So KCC, if you don't know, is a state-owned media regulation agency. And he was named the chief of KCC during the Moon Jae-in administration. He's been charged with pushing senior officials at the state agency to give low scores on the conservative cable channel TV Joseon's license renewal evaluation. And these allegations date back to 2020. Now, the Seoul Northern District Prosecutor's Office today indicted Han without physical detention on charges including obstruction of justice and forgery of official documents.
Okay. Has Han said anything about the charges?
He has actually denied all of them. And during that time, TV Joseon received 653.39 points. It barely passed 650 points needed to get a renewal. And prosecutors have also accused Han of, at the time, arranging the appointment of a civic activist that was critical of TV Joseon to be part of the judge panel. So this could have affected the score.
Wow. All right. So a lot of things coming to light. You know, a lot of updates on, news that Christine has been filling us in on for the past couple of weeks. Christine, thank you so much. We have a couple listeners chiming in. 노루님 on our YouTube saying, 와, 매일 논문을 준비하는 크리스틴 멋져요.
맞아요.
Thank you.
너무 멋있어요.
진짜 멋집니다.
진짜 멋있어요.
쿠쿠야님 saying, wow, look at Christine's hair.
Oh,
She's got fire hair.
Yeah.
I got fire hair.
Right?
I don't know.
A lot of people complimenting.
Okay.
right, on
Oh,
your new
thank
look.
you. Thank you,
백주현님
everyone.
says, Hi. 크리스티노 염색하셨네요. 맞아요. 염색하셨습니다.
맞습니다.
그렇지.
Christine, thank you so much. You have a great day. Okay, we'll see you back here tomorrow.
I'll see you tomorrow.
Thanks, Christy.
Bye.
Bye. All right, let's have a song. This is James Brown. I Got You.
I feel good. I knew that I would not. So good, so good. I got you. Wow, I feel nice. A sugar and spice. I feel nice. A sugar and spice. So nice, so nice. I got you. When I hold you in my arms, I know that I can't do no wrong. And when I hold you in my arms, my love won't do you no harm. And I feel nice, like sugar and spice. I feel nice, like sugar and spice. So nice, so nice. I got you. When I hold sugar and spice. I feel nice, like sugar and spice. So nice that I got you. Wow, I feel good. I knew that I would not. I feel good. I knew that I would. So good, but I got you. So good, but I got you. So good, but I got you.
Welcome back, everybody. That was James Brown. I feel nice. I've got people texting me, telling me, don't use your phone when you're doing live broadcast. I'm using it as a mirror so that I can put lips on because I looked like a ghost and Haley came in here all beautiful and I was just like, no chance.
Right?
So I need to fix my face.
Yeah, ever since yesterday with the installation of... How many cameras we got in the studio? 4?
You're
5?
very self-aware.
Is there one behind me? A million. So with all the cameras that BFM has installed, as we have started 보이는 방송 yesterday here at BFM, listeners, we're very self-conscious now.
I just was listening to you and forgot that I was smearing lipstick all over my cheek.
This is what we have come to.
This is just distracting. It's too distracting.
Listeners
now. I
and
can't
ladies
do my
and
job
gentlemen,
anymore.
because we want to present the best selves to you.
Join us on air, live in your faces and your ears every single day.
Log on to our YouTube, search for BFM. Join us. You could chat with us on there, of course, right?
Yeah, you can.
You could see our faces. You could put, faces now to the voices that you've been hearing for the past couple of years.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Sorry to disappoint in advance.
네, 미리 죄송합니다.
네. Let's look at the weather.
Yes.
It's currently averaging 18 degrees Celsius here in beautiful Busan. Tomorrow morning, lows of 14, afternoon highs of 22. If you did like yesterday's weather, Minsu, did you?
I loved it.
You did. You will enjoy today's and tomorrow's as well. It will be mostly sunny tomorrow. The weather gets warmer, UV index gets higher, so please don't forget your sunblock. But apart from that, it's going to be a lovely day. 부산은 내일도 맑겠습니다. 그래서 자외선 지수가 높아지는 계절이죠.
네.
그러면은 조심해야 되죠.
네. 그럼 어떻게 조심해야 되죠?
선크림 잊지 마세요.
네.
그리고
모자.
그리고 물 마시고.
네. 또.
네. 우산.
우산까지.
우산까지. There's a different word for it, right?
양산. 맞아요. Parasols. Wait, are parasols only for the beach?
No.
Do people carry around parasols too?
Yes.
Right?
This is Korea.
Parasol.
Parasol.
For the sun.
What did you call me?
Oh, mind blown. I just got it. Onto our traffic. We have congestion on Nakdong-Namlo from Seongsan Three-Way intersection going towards Gangsa Police Station. Also congestion on Jungwangdaero from Gwangmugyo Bridge going towards Seomyeon Junction. And then we have slow-moving traffic on Mandokdaero from Deokcheon Junction going towards Sukdeung Junction. Back to you, Laura.
Everybody drive safe. Eye in the sky. Minsu's out there. We've got more messages coming in. Jae-suk Nim says, feel free. I don't care.
Feel free to do what?
I don't know. Eat, put makeup on, use my phone.
뭐 상관없다.
All the bad stuff.
희숙님 그냥 완전 쿨하네요. 우리 희숙님. 감사합니다.
완전.
네. 마음대로 하래요. 로라.
마음대로 할게요.
마음대로 하세요.
그러면은 그냥. We have to actually do the show though. So
yes.
It's time for the IOB 오붓 산책. It's time for the IOB 5분 상식, getting you in the know of some of the most trending, useful, and need-to-know words and expressions in the world. 5분만 들으면 유식해지는 시간이죠.
네, 오늘의 5분 상식은요. 최근 시사 뉴스에서 자주 나오죠. 워싱턴 선언 알아보도록 하겠습니다. 안녕하십니까. 워싱턴 특파원 신민수 기자입니다. As many of you know, President Yoon and U.S. President Joe Biden released the Washington Declaration last week.
Well, Min-soo, the fact that they've laid out a separate statement on extended deterrence itself is very significant.
Yes, this clearly shows that both countries are strongly committed to working together to deter nuclear and missile threats.
Now, we know that it has been met with a mixed review.
Right. On the other hand, there are concerns that it could make South Korea's neighborhood a more dangerous place, as well as the economic sacrifices when it comes to semiconductors, batteries, or even EVs in Korea.
Thank you, Shin Min-soo, for the update news from Washington. May I ask something else? I know you're in front of the White House right now.
Yes, as you see the huge white building behind me, this is what you call the White House.
Yeah. Now, does the Washington White House really open its lid to prevent alien invasions? 워싱턴 백악관 뚜껑이 진짜 열리나요?
I'm not sure because aliens haven't invaded yet?
작가님, when things start to seem normal.
Things are never normal when it comes to the 5분 상식. What are you trying to say? Right?
뚜껑이 진짜 열리나요?
왜냐면 그렇게 보여요. You know that. Wait, is it round on the
why
top?
is it to stop an alien invasion? Haven't you seen Independence Day? Mm-hmm. The aliens smashed through the White House.
This is our Independence Day. I forgot how the speech goes.
Bill Pullman.
Yeah.
Nice.
So, Washington Declaration in Korean, Washington 선언. 이게 무엇입니까?
The Washington Declaration is a set of new steps that boost U.S.-South Korean military cooperation as well as information sharing. So this is also to defend against and also to deter any attacks from the North Korea. So the declaration includes the creation of NCG, which is Nuclear Consultative Group, or 핵협의 그룹. So to give South Korea additional insight into U.S. planning for major contingencies and, quote, a voice in those deliberations.
Yes. And the new NCG appears to have taken inspiration from NATO's consultative group, the NPG. So what is the difference between the two groups, the NCG and the NPG?
The biggest difference is the deployment of U.S. nuclear assets. So as for NATO, US-owned nuclear weapons are stored in 5 member states, including Germany, Italy, the Netherlands, Belgium and Turkey. But under the NCG, nuclear assets will not be stationed in South Korean territory. Instead, the US nuclear-armed submarines will dock periodically.
Periodically.
진짜 영어 너무 어려워요. In South Korea to deter North Korean threats.
Okay. I mean, this all sounds very, to up security, right? But why is this causing concern?
Well, there's some concerns that it might not be as effective as NATO's arrangement with the US. Of course, skeptics say that the US will risk its own cities to defend its ally. Well, I don't really know. A majority of South Koreans now believe the country should develop their own nuclear weapons, according to some recent surveys as well.
Yeah. I mean, a lot of people are saying that and thinking that. We do have the capabilities, right? Yeah. But, when it comes to it, I'm sure a lot of people have other things to say about that.
Make love, not war, man.
Thank you, John Lennon. All right, thank you very much.
Yoko.
Yoko. Anyways, 오늘의 5분 상식, 워싱턴 선언, the Washington Declaration. 핵 확장 억제에 대한 두 나라 정상의 첫 공동 합의문으로 북한의 핵 확산을 제한하기 위한 새로운 조치입니다. 오늘의 5분 상식이었습니다. 김대리, 퇴근하나?
예, 부장님.
집이 괴종이지? 같은 방향인데 같이 가지? 요즘 회사 생활 어떤가?
예, 저 열심히 잘하고 있습니다.
결혼 생활도 재밌지?
예, 뭐 즐겁죠, 예. 그 라디오라도 좀.
그래, 라디오.
네가 적었어요. 심참인 것 같네.
22번 훈련병.
진짜 회사 생활 쉽지 않다. 어색한 이 순간 인사이드 아웃 부산과 함께하세요.
Issue unboxing. That's right. It's time for issue unboxing. Haley's in the studio. Hi, Haley.
Hello. Hi, Internet. It's me.
Thank
in
you
your
for lending me your
face.
beautiful blush lips.
Oh, you're
for
welcome. My
face.
pleasure.
I don't
Yeah.
look like a
We're
ghost
all
anymore.
done up here in the studio.
Well,
Except
some
me.
of us are.
저는 그냥 로션만 발랐어요.
Oh, he
effort.
woke up like this.
Yeah, I know, right? It's all natural for me. How are we doing today, Haley?
I'm doing well. It's beautiful outside.
It is.
Yeah, except for the high pollen count. So yeah, like my allergies are going up the wall. But
Okay,
that's
we'll stay away from
fine.
Minsu because as soon as I got in here, he was like, "Eat this propolis."
Oh,
He just handed me like some bee medicine.
I mean, the propolis is good. It's good for
Yeah.
your throat.
But be careful if you have allergies.
Well, yeah, I mean, yeah, I have hay fever. I think I'm okay with bees.
Okay.
Yeah,
that's
never
good.
been stung. Knocking on wood.
Oh, same here. I don't think I've ever been stung by a bee.
You gotta knock on wood, though, man. I can't put that out into the universe.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we're not going to talk about bees and honey.
We
right?
are. I mean, we are going to talk about another type of honey.
Oh, yeah?
Because today's issue is weddings.
honey.
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 Yeah, that. Sorry.
Oh
So
Hey, you signed up for this. all
you
right?
did, and you really did. Well, because it is May, guys. I have been waiting for this ever since this season started, and issue unboxing became a thing because May in South Korea it's a lot of things. It's Family Month, it's Children's Day, Parents' Day, Teachers' Day. Basically, the month I see the rock bottom of my bank account.
Oh, 맞아요. We've been talking about that.
Right, and then driving you further broke, it's all the weddings.
Oh,
Everyone is
맞아요.
getting married. I mean, congratulations, but seriously.
Congratulations.
Congratulations. Thank you so
but
much for inviting
really.
me to your wedding.
I mean, but seriously, you don't have to. Unless you're real close. Then, yeah. So, this is one topic that causes endless irritation. People are irate, and relationships are ruined.
그 정도요?
I've seen relationships ruined. Yeah. And things get especially tense when you throw in money into the equation.
Uh-huh.
Right. Because I think in Korea, money is inseparable from weddings because we don't give gifts, we gift cash.
Yeah.
Cold, hard cash.
That is the culture here in Korea.
That is truly the culture.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, my mom just got an invitation in her mobile to her friend's son's wedding. Yeah, and it's like across the country. Like she
Yeah.
has to board a bus for this. The last wedding I went to, thankfully, maybe I don't have many friends. Like, it's a fact. You don't have to feel sorry for me.
It's okay.
Yeah,
It's
thank
okay.
you. Thanks, guys.
Same.
Yeah. So, I mean, yeah, so I don't have many weddings to go to, and most of my friends are married, and, all of that. Because and you throw in inflation into the question.
Yes.
And the usual standard of what was acceptable for acquaintances and really close friends, that's not the acceptable amount anymore.
See, all you need to do is hate everybody.
That's true. You just need to get on everyone's bad side.
Yeah, not just
and-
hate everybody, actually show it too.
Yeah.
So you don't get that invitation.
Well, no, you have to be hated by everybody.
Yeah.
Then they won't want your presence at your wedding.
Yeah.
So, topic number one, the thing that we are going to duke out is 축의금, the congratulatory monetary gift. So, olden days of pre-inflation, so basically 2019, 2020, well, in 2020, weddings didn't happen because of COVID. The going rate was really simple, right? You paid 50,000 won, 5만 won, if you were an acquaintance, work colleagues, and then 10,000 won if it's a close friend.
Yeah.
A really good rule of thumb that I heard is that if you've met their parents and if their parents know your name, this friend warrants a 10만 won 축의금. Which I'm like, good point. Good point.
If you put it that way, there's not a lot.
Well, yeah, now that we're not teenagers anymore. But
맞아요.
yeah, so I've heard that and I was like, that's pretty good. However, we apparently now have to factor in inflation, which as of March was like 4 point some percent. As of April was, like 3%, and that's going down. So this is an online community story, and online communities are where all the juicy things happen. So somebody went to their colleague's wedding and gave 50,000 won for congratulations, which was customary, very standard. That's right. Apparently, this person was told by either the bride or the groom that the meal at the wedding alone cost 80,000 won per plate. And this colleague said something to the writer, kind of scolded them for going under not paying enough, not being sensible enough to match the plate.
근데 8만 원은 진짜 작은 돈 아니거든.
Right.
That's not a small amount of money.
호텔급이죠.
And if you're going to invite people to your wedding, you have to be prepared for the fact that some people will not be able to afford to cover the cost of the plate.
Yeah, that's
if
true.
you don't want them there,
I don't know how a conversation about how much your wedding buffet is going to cost had come up.
Well, I don't think that comes up organically.
Yeah.
You just say, 민수 씨, 근데 우리 음식만 8만 원이었는데, and you gave me 50,000.
Yeah,
Who would say that? I mean, how terrible do I look?
What kind of rude person would say that?
Yeah.
You just accept it and then you take a loss. But what you should do, if you're going to do that, then you just put it on your invitation and say, hey guys, by the way, meals cost 80,000, just FYI.
Yeah. So please go over that. 80,000 or over.
If you don't want to be uncomfortable, you don't want to give budam to people.
Right. So, I mean, I guess we all have a side. Talking about money, straightforward to your guest's face. Rude. Capital
Not cool.
R, capital UDE, rude.
Not cool.
Right. So, from the wedding attendee's perspective, so I'm going to give you a real story. And weddings, sometimes it's people that you truly want to celebrate. I wouldn't even mind being their bridesmaid. It's not a thing in Korea. Whole another show that we can even go into. But, I mean, there are some work relationships, none here, that you have to go to their wedding because that's the professional social world that we live in, and we're social creatures. And you may not be best friends with them. They may not be your favorite people in the world, but I am sacrificing my weekend because you happen to schedule your wedding at a very inconvenient time in the middle of a Saturday. My God.
This sounds like it's coming from somewhere.
No, I heard it from a friend of a friend. Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
that friend.
She had to get dressed and wear heels or whatever, schlep across town, show your face, exchange.
Schlepping around town in heels.
Yeah.
And this must be a very close friend because you know a lot of details about what this friend went through.
She's very talkative. She never shuts up.
Gotcha,
It's a problem. Take pleasantries, take the commemorative photo. So let's not forget, so it's a lot of time consumption. So if you're really wanting to talk about money, is my friend getting compensated for the 3 hours she put into that wedding? I don't think so.
Yeah.
So, let's not get petty because I'm Miss Petty. I'm the pettiest.
I love it.
The petty queen.
Petty
I am the
merch
Remember how
available
last
at
season I was
BEFM.org.kr.
drama queen?
Yeah.
I am petty queen.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's talking about a friend. She is petty queen.
Yes.
Whatever.
Haley has been crowned.
Do you know,
Haley has been crowned.
I like weddings. I really like weddings. No matter whose wedding I go to, I'll cry because I just imagine how happy the people are to be in that situation and
Right.
how nice it is for everybody. But if I don't want to go to a wedding, I'm not going to go. Like, the pleasantries don't exist. I will sincerely congratulate you, but I'm not going there for the pleasantries and just because I have to show face.
Sometimes you have
That's
to.
why people don't like me.
Look at renegade Laura.
No, but it's like, why would you go there and be fake about someone's wedding? So when I got married, there was 300 odd people that I had no idea who they were. They came in, they saw, and then they left. And I used to work with one of them quite closely, and they had no idea. They were friends with my father-in-law. They had no idea that I was his daughter-in-law, even though he was at my wedding. He was like, oh, I was at your
Actually,
wedding.
let's bring that to the money matters side. Why would someone think money isn't? Because, honestly, money's important.
Yep.
It is.
Yeah. Out of the top, I think at least 10 things that are the most important in my life, money is probably one of them.
Number
And
one.
here in Korea, a lot of couples do like bank on the fact that when we get
Right.
married, if we're like short on cash when it comes to like buying furniture and stuff, the
Yeah,
wedding
I mean,
will
the
bring
wedding's
some in.
supposed to, the money you get from the wedding, from the guests, is supposed to cover the cost of the wedding
Yeah.
and then some. And the thing is, I'm citing a professor of consumer patterns from Ina University. South Korea still sees weddings as a union of families, and a lot of Eastern Asian cultures do. And even so, the hosts of the wedding and the invitations are issued under the parent's name.
Yeah.
So, the daughter of so and
Exactly.
so and so and so, blah blah blah, is getting married to the son of whomever, and that. So
It's very Game of Thronesy if you think about it,
is.
right?
Oh yeah, it's yeah.
Without the
Without the red wedding part.
Min
So, yeah.
Shin, the son of Dugu Dugu Dugu, right, will wed.
And the expectation is that it's a give and take culture. Whatever the countless weddings that your parents went to, they're supposed to get it back when all of your friends of your father-in-law come to your wedding.
Yeah.
And so it's kind of supposed to all add up. So you cannot discount money.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And also, getting married is expensive in Korea. And I'm not just talking about the wedding ceremony itself, but a newlywed, a young couple, they have to pay for housing, whether it's rent or they're
Yeah.
buying the huge bank loan, the mortgage they've taken out. They have to get settled and shell out a bit for the wedding. So the mentality is that's why maybe they compare the guest contributions to perhaps how much it costs per plate. That's just, it's realistic.
Yeah.
As much as I would like to be the person who's moved beyond money, I still need it.
Money's
important.
Money's a tool. Money's a good tool.
Right.
Money makes the world go round.
It
right?
does.
Money makes
Let's
you
quickly move on. When am I have to finish this?
You got a couple
I've got
minutes.
time. I've got time. So
Yeah.
topic 2, what to wear.
Oh,
Oh.
this is as difficult for some people. Not saying me, right? I'm talking about your friend.
My friend.
Your-
my
your
friend.
friend.
No, she's an appropriate dresser.
Okay.
White to wedding, yay or nay?
No.
But how much? So Laura is wearing a lovely white sweater.
Yeah.
Would you ever wear that to a wedding?
No.
Really?
Yeah. No.
Huh.
Never. It's bad manners to wear white to a wedding, unless specifically. Actually, I'm going to my she's not my sister because she's Korean, but my 동생's wedding in May 13th. And I'm officiating.
detail.
Oh.
I'm officiating the wedding in Korean and English.
Are you an
And
ordained minister
so
online?
I am. I really am.
That's awesome.
That's something you would do.
That's so random, right? But so if anyone wants to get married, I'm ordained, so just feel free.
And she wouldn't wear white.
I wouldn't wear white, but I said to her, I was like, what should I wear? Is there anything in particular? She's like, I don't care. Wear your pajamas. Wear white like me. Wear a wedding dress. I don't care. Like, just wear what you want to wear. And she really is that kind of person. She doesn't matter. But I wouldn't ever wear white to a wedding because it looks, 눈치 봐야지. It looks like you're trying to.
근데 눈치 봐야 돼?
It looks like you're
Do I
trying to
have to?
steal the.
Well, steal the thunder. But the
Thunder.
thing is, I mean, I wouldn't. Also, I don't wear much white. But like a lot of men wear white dress shirts. So a lot of the wedding culture, wedding dress code is business casual. So a white blouse is a part of your business casual wardrobe. And if you're like your thunder as the lady wearing the veil and a huge white gown with beads and laces, your thunder is not going to be stolen by a white blouse.
Yeah,
Okay,
so-
if you're dressed like you're going to the office, then it'd be okay.
Yeah.
So my thing is, white, and if it stands out in the crowd, if it's like white and shiny, white and sparkly, if you're like white from like head to toe, right? Then that's a no-no. But
no,
like you said,
no,
like even like a
no.
dress shirt, yeah, I
Right.
think that's fine.
But some people do have issue with that. I mean, there are thousands of colors out there in the prism of colors and the rainbow. So avoid one color. You can do that. But also maybe, if that's only nice shirt that you have, you might have to wear it.
I was very surprised when I went to some weddings here, and not just one or two, but like a few. Recently, it's not been as bad, but there was lots of people just rocking up in flip-flops, in tracksuits,
Yeah.
like just don't care. Just
Thanks for like cousins too. A lot of the
yeah,
times
it's
you're
cousins,
Korean.
and they're just wearing some
the
sort of
등산복,
like
the trekking,
운동복.
the
And
trekking
like,
pants.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, dude, this is a wedding, yo.
Oh,
like, And they're just rocking up, just doing whatever they want.
And you know, some
Wash your
people might
face.
say, you know, it's always the presence is present gift enough that it shouldn't matter what we wear, how much we pay. But, you know, we are social animals raised on etiquette. Maybe your mothers and fathers told you to not do that.
Yeah.
So, yeah, weddings will always and forever be a tricky social custom.
They really are.
맞아요.
Jade's asking, until when do wedding gifts, for example, congratulatory money for honeymoon expenses, are generally delivered in Western countries? In Korea, they're usually delivered on the wedding day.
In America, I think, like, you know, with registries and everything, like, they have it shipped to their houses.
Yeah, you
so
can
that,
do it
like,
in advance.
it could
I
be,
heard,
like,
I
way
think I'm
after
going to either quote Emily Post or one of the etiquette ladies. I heard 1 year is the rule.
Oh,
Yeah.
1 year?
I mean, you usually you do it on the day of the wedding or you ship it, but maybe you forgot things. It's admissible under the rules of etiquette. 1 year.
나는 1년 못 참아요.
못
I want it
참죠.
now.
I wanted it
I would
yesterday.
forget if I had to give someone a gift within a year.
Yeah, we'll forget for sure, right?
Keep it.
Oh, we could talk about this for hours and hours, I feel like.
Can we?
But we
Yes,
do have
you
to draw the line right
unboxed.
here.
It's
Haley,
my
thank you so
line.
much. We'll see you back here next week, okay?
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Oh, that's to you. I don't know why I waved at the camera.
All right, time for us to say cheerio for the first half of the show. We'll be back at 7 o'clock. Until then, this is Something Stupid by Robbie Williams and Nicole Kidman. See you soon.
Afterwards, we drop into a quiet little place and have a drink or two. And then I go and spoil it all by saying something stupid like I love you. I can see it in your eyes. You still despise the same old lies you heard the night before. And though it's just a line to you, for me it's true. Well, never seemed so right before. I practice every day to find some clever lines to say to make the meaning come true. But then I think I'll wait until the evening gets late and I'm alone with you. The time is right, your perfume fills my head. The stars get red and all the night's so blue.
Hello, this is Busan Immigration Office. Have you heard of Korea Immigration and Integration Program?
What is the KIIP?
The Korea Immigration and Integration Program, KIIP, is a social integration training program by the Ministry of Justice to help immigrants adjust to life in South Korean society. It helps them develop basic knowledge of the Korean culture, language, and understanding Korean society, among others.
So is this a Korean language education for foreign nationals?
The KIIP is comprised of not only Korean language and cultural education, but also of programs on understanding Korean society. Immigrants can learn basic knowledge across the entire Korean society through this program.
That's interesting. Are there any other bonuses to completing the KIIP?
There are multiple benefits for those who complete the program, including exemptions from permanent or citizen naturalization tests and bonus points for residence permits.
Well, I'd better hurry up and go sign up. Thanks for the information.
For details, please visit www.socinet.go.kr. This was brought to you by Busan Immigration Office and BFM 부산영어방송.
인사하는 거 정말 힘들지 감사하단 말 정말 힘들지 먼저 시작해봐요 마음을 전해
안녕하세요, 이순재입니다. 마음을 전합시다. 매일매일이 따뜻해질 겁니다. 공익광고협의회.
The time is now 7 o'clock.
꼬리에 꼬리를 무는 품격 있는 토크. 시끄러워 죄송합니다.
로라, 민수의 Inside Out Busan.
Welcome back, everybody. Welcome back. You were doing the boop, boop, boop.
Now people, you can now see why Laura giggles or I laugh when the mics go on.
Yeah.
Because of all the nonsense that happens when the mics turn off. Because we're live
Stupid.
on YouTube.
Yeah, we are.
Right?
If you didn't know already, we are doing 보는 방송 or live visual broadcasting every single day along with our live radio show.
Yes.
So head on to YouTube, find BEFM or 부산영어방송 and tune in.
Mm-hmm.
We're here.
Yes, we are. We had a message that came in earlier in our show, right?
Yep. Where is it? Let me see. Suzanne Lee Neem texting in saying, Dear Laura and Minsu, hiya.
Hi.
Good evening. This year I have spent too much money on the usual expenses plus spending vacation with my mom and my family, husband plus 3 kids.
Ooh.
So I will not be spending more money this month.
Mm-hmm.
That's a good idea. We will go watch the Super Mario Brothers movie with theatre snacks and then call it a day. I think that shared time and memories are more valuable than things. 맞습니다.
I agree. Right? Yeah.
That was a nice Scottish accent.
Movies, some popcorn, and just, that's the end of the day. And then you just I don't know, take a walk or something after the movie.
Thing is,
talk about it.
Kids will not remember the stuff. They will remember the times that you spent with them hanging out.
Exactly. I think a couple months ago, I took my daughter to see her first movie.
Yeah.
Doesn't remember anything about the movie, but she remembers I took her.
Yeah.
Right? That's all that counts.
She had fun.
Mm-hmm.
That's it.
Yeah, Suzanne. Have fun.
맞습니다.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, this
yes.
is Inside Out Busan.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
It's the second half.
Mm-hmm.
And it's time for On the Mic Busan.
It is. This
where
is
we
a segment.
sent our reporters out into the wild and they interview you.
Yes, we just drop them off in the middle of the city and they find people to interview.
So let's see who's on the mic today.
네, 안녕하세요. 올리비아입니다. 저는 지금 10년 넘게 배드민턴과 사랑에 빠진 분을 만나보러 왔습니다. 안녕하세요.
예, 안녕하세요.
간단하게 자기소개 부탁드릴게요.
배드민턴은 이전에 한 15년 했고 지금은 그렇게 열심히 하진 않지만 직장인입니다. 직장인이고 운동 좋아하는 스포츠인이고 일 열심히 하고 부산에 직장을 두고 있는 직장인 문상호입니다.
혹시 어떤 일을 하는지 제가 여쭤봐도 될까요?
병원에 근무하고 있어요.
그러면 평소에는 병원에서는 어떤 업무 하는지 여쭤봐도 되나요?
행정관리입니다. 의사는 아니고
네.
병원 전반적인 행정관리 업무입니다.
크잖아요.
네.
관리하실 게 많으시겠는데요?
인사급여 전반적입니다. 하여튼 병원에 의료와 간호를 제외한 모든 분야를 전반적으로 병원이 잘 돌아가게 하는 역할이라고 하면 됩니다.
어떻게 병원에서 행정 일을 하셔야 되겠다 계기가 있으셨어요?
한 30년 정도 제가 병원에 근무를 했는데 계기라고는 제가 건축학과 출신이고 건축학과 출신인데 뭐 이렇게 병원에 근무를 하겠다고 해서 근무를 한 건 아니고 과정은 제가 일일이 열거를 못 하겠지만 근무를 하다 보니 30년까지 왔네요. 약 30년.
일하시면서 뿌듯하거나 행복했던 순간 있으셨어요?
일의 성취감이죠. 다니고 있는 병원이 환자 치료도 잘하고 명성도 알려지고 규모가 커지고 그런 밑거름 역할을 할 수 있다는 게 좀 성취감이죠.
몇십 년 동안 한 일을 꾸준하게 하셨다는 것도 정말 대단한 것 같아요. 나는 뭔가 한 가지 일로서 전문성을 쌓고 싶어 하시는 분들에게 한 가지 팁을 주신다면 이렇게 한번 해보면 어려운 순간도 버틸 수 있어요 라고 좀 뭔가를 주신다면?
꾸준함이죠. 꾸준함이고 자기 개발하고 모자란 부분 공부하고 뭐 지금 젊은 친구들은 저희들하고 좀 틀리겠지만 분야가 학업 분야라든지 지금 트렌드가 많이 바뀌고 있지만 무슨 일을 하든지 간에 꾸준함이 일단 있어야 될 것 같고 또 거기 분야에서는 또 최고가 되기 위해서 계속 공부할 수 있는 탐구하고 노력하는 금방금방 이렇게 변덕스럽게 이거 했다 저거 했다 하는 것보다는 뭐 최소한 5년 이상은 한 우물을 파면서 준비를 해야 될 것 같습니다.
힘든 일이 있더라도 버텨야 되는 겁니까?
그렇죠. 끈기가 좀 있었으면 좋을 것 같습니다.
마지막으로 BFM 부산 영어방송 청취자분들에게 하고 싶으신 말씀 있으시다면 해주세요.
제가 이 방송은 잘 듣지는 않습니다만 앞으로 좀 한번 찾아 들어보도록 하겠으며 방송 듣는 청취자분들 외에도 제가 아까 조금 전 앞에 말씀드렸듯이 지금 경제도 어렵고 모든 이 세계적인 전국이 그렇게 좋지는 않습니다. 그래서 하면서 서로 경쟁하고 나라 대 나라도 경쟁이고 개인 대 개인도 경쟁이고 기업 대 기업도 경쟁인인 만큼 선의의 경쟁으로 그 경쟁에서 이길 수 있을 만한 자기의 개발을 극대화시킬 수 있는 긍정적인 에너지를 축적시키기 위해서 열심히 공부했으면 좋겠습니다.
근데 그 열심히 공부할 수 있는 자산이 뭔지 아세요?
자산 노력이죠 뭐.
저는 건강이라고 생각합니다.
맞습니다.
그래서 역할이 더 중요하신 것 같아요.
맞습니다.
그쵸?
건강한 에너지를 가지기 위해서는 또 운동도 해야 될 것 같아요. 운동이 제일 중요한 것 같습니다. 운동을 함으로써 육체적 건강과 정신적으로 이렇게 건강해질 수 있는 그런 사람이 되었으면 좋겠습니다. 화이팅!
화이팅!
화이팅! A very 힘찬 화이팅!
Yeah.
Right, thank you so much.
화이팅!
화이팅!
Olivia always makes people say 화이팅 at the end.
It's her little little jingle at the end, right? Like closing line. What do you call that?
안녕하세요. 부산영어방송 올리비아입니다. I always think that her voice is sped up. She just really talks that quickly.
혹시 불만은 아니죠?
No.
Oh, of course not. Olivia, speaking with Mr. Moon Sang-ho for today's On the Mic, right?
Yes.
He's been in a managerial position, right? And pretty much he's done everything, it seems like, except medical care and nursing. But he's been working in a hospital for 30 years.
A very famous hospital here in Busan.
Yes, right?
And he said, I mean, you can imagine that his kind of, for anyone who works in the hospital, the best thing is seeing people recover, right? But he said that it's very gratifying to witness the recovery of patients at the hospital and to see the hospital itself grow and expand.
Yeah, right. He said it's very important to, endure, like, especially when it comes to your work, any hardships that you feel in your life, because, I'm sure, working at a hospital, it's not the easiest, right? Especially working in healthcare, you have to, it's not only for yourself. You have to also look after your patients, those people staying even in your hospital if you're in a more administrative position. So he encouraged us through his interview, do your best to become the best in your field. Continue to study because as human beings, we always learn.
Yeah.
There's no limit to how much we could learn, right? Yeah, so very encouraging, I think.
Yeah,
And
I like
he's
it.
very, he's a shining example of it.
That's what I want to do, but then I get bored studying,
Yeah, but that's something that's the hump you gotta jump
I
over.
want to be better, but I also want to just be better. I don't want the process of being better.
Oh, I just want,
I just want to be an expert.
Right? You just want automatic. You want the Matrix.
Yeah.
I know kung fu.
Exactly.
Right?
That's exactly what I want.
Yeah. You got nothing out of today's On the Mic.
No, I liked it. I like
Yeah.
that for other people.
Yeah, so his recommendation to all of our listeners, study and exercise steadily.
Yeah.
Right, Laura? That's what you need to take from 우리 Mr. Moon
I do those things already, Mr. Moon.
for a more healthy and positive you.
Thanks, Mr. Moon.
And I agree. This is something that I could do more of too.
You want to talk. Why are you tansorying me?
Well, see, because you're trying to study and get better. I'm
not.
I'm not.
Finished. You're not. Yes,
Mm-hmm.
indeed. Well, listen, it's always nice to hear the stories of our citizens and our listeners
맞아요.
and people out there in the world, and always something to take away because everyone's got something to teach, right?
Mm-hmm.
Even if you don't think you're a teacher, everybody has something to teach.
And everybody has something to learn.
Oh, yes.
So there you go.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
All right, it's time for us to wrap this up. Shall we play
The
a song?
segment, right? Not the show.
Yeah, the segment.
Okay,
just
good.
the segment.
We got more.
But let's have more on the mic tomorrow. In the meantime, Annie Lennox. She's Scottish.
Oh, she is.
She is.
Mm-hmm.
I put a spell on you.
I put a spell on you because you're mine. You better stop the things you do. I tell you I ain't lying. You know I can't stand it. You're running around. You know better, Daddy. I can't stand it 'cause you put me down. Oh no, I put a spell on you. Because you're mine. Oh my. You know I love you. I love you. I love you. I love you anyhow. And I don't care if you don't want me. I'm yours right now. I put a spell on you. Because you're mine. You know I can't stand it. You're running around. You know better, Daddy. I can't stand it 'cause you put me down. Ooh, I put a spell on you. Because you're mine. Because you're Because you're mine.
Oh, I do love a bit of Annie Lennox.
I put a spell on you.
And now you're mine.
That's not her original, right? I feel like that's like a.
Nina Simone, I think. I put a spell on you.
맞아요.
And now you're gone.
That sounds exactly
It's been covered so many times.
Yeah. Right? A jazz standard, I guess we could call. I put a spell on you. Time is now 7:13 in the studio. Our number número dos of Inside Out Busan.
Parasol.
I don't know why I just got it.
Parasol.
Parasol.
For the sun.
For the sun.
Yeah.
I'm Min Shin.
I'm Laura McLucky. Welcome to Inside Out Busan here on 90.5 and 103.3 FM. You are tuned into BEFM, 부산영어방송입니다. 반갑습니다. Or you could be watching us live on YouTube by searching for BEFM or 부산영어방송's YouTube channel and clicking because we are going live every single day from 6 p.m. until 8 p.m. So hello out there.
Are you looking at the camera and talking to the viewers?
Yeah.
How do you do that?
What do you mean, how do I do that?
Oh, like I haven't bothered like looking at the camera and talking.
Well, I mean, why wouldn't you? Because
Yeah.
the camera's on. We're talking into the mic and we're looking at the camera.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't you do it?
I know. I never thought of it. 생각도 못했어요.
Rude.
Yeah. I apologize to our viewers
Yeah.
on YouTube if
Yeah.
you feel like I've been, avoiding eye contact with you. Because I haven't.
He does that to me as well. It's not just you. Don't worry about it. You can like and subscribe and make sure that you unlike any 4 p.m. duo or morning wave in Busan's. Unlike.
Laura's
Don't
got this
hey me.
personal war going on.
It's a secret war. They have no idea.
Yeah, they have no idea.
It's only fun as long as they don't know because it's not a real war.
It's a very, very cold war at that because only one side is fighting,
Yeah.
right?
Nobody else has any idea.
But we are fighting the good fight here at Inside Out Busan. Laura, I'm behind you.
We're
all
doing
right?
something.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is. Let's get into the weather, shall we? Shall we?
Yes.
Oh,
Oh, you're asking for my
I was
permission.
asking for I was asking a question.
Okay, you are allowed.
Thank you very much.
I bestow upon you
The weather.
the weather.
The mercury level is currently averaging 18 degrees Celsius here in Busan. Morning lows of 14, afternoon highs of 22. Full sunshine, decent air quality tomorrow, and the afternoon will be as hot as it was today. 부산은 내일도 맑고 공기도 좋겠습니다. 그래서 즐기세요.
네. Onto our traffic, we have congestion on Pyeonglo from Munyeon Junction going towards Munyeon Interchange. Also congestion on Nakdong-Namlo from Hagwon Dari Bridge going towards Hadan Junction. Slow-moving traffic on Daeyeonglo from Busan Tunnel going towards Dongdaesin Junction. And we unfortunately have reported of an accident on Pyeonglo from Oryun Tunnel going towards the Kusa Interchange. There is a two-car collision right at the exit of Kusa Interchange. So, everybody,
drive safe.
네.
All right. We've already got questions coming in. Oh my goodness, Dr. Liu, 팬이에요. What a treat to see your face. Hi, Dr. Liu, you're handsome. What will today's 아재 개그 be?
Right.
저녁엔 고등어 구이입니다. It's not related, but still it's a good message. I like it.
혜수님, 저도 집에서 고등어 먹고 싶은데 냄새 때문에 못 먹겠어요.
Okay,
저희는.
you're going off track.
But this is a worry I know a lot of people have.
It's all about Dr. Liu.
네, 맞네요. All right. I apologize.
Yeah, it's time for 인사의 학 with Dr. Liu. Hi.
Dr. Liu,
안녕하세요.
hello.
안녕하세요. 반갑습니다.
반갑습니다.
예, 저
And to
신경과-
everybody on our YouTube,
아,
Dr.
예.
Liu, say hi.
You have to wave into the camera.
Yeah.
When he came in here, literally, if you're watching the cameras now, this is what he did.
예, 맞아요.
Like a rabbit in the headlights.
I feel like I'm compelled to behave myself.
Or misbehave even more.
Yeah. It's the extreme. When they put a camera in front of you, you like go stone cold and you're just ice.
Yeah.
Or you're more aggressive than you
Yeah.
usually are.
Okay.
That's us.
I'm not gonna take off my mask.
Because everybody's saying you're handsome, right? We have Baekjunim saying you're handsome.
Hands up, hands up, hands up.
시작됐어.
So what is the 아재 개그?
Yeah, because 혜연님 is
개그.
wondering, what will today's 아재 개그 be?
이거 저 한국말로 낼게요.
네.
Okay.
누룽지를 영어로 뭐라 그럴까요?
누룽지.
누룽지.
누룽지. You know what 누룽지 is?
Burnt
burnt
rice.
rice.
Burnt
예.
rice.
누룽지.
That's not the answer.
No, that's not the answer.
누룽지.
누룽지.
Yellow mouse.
Yellow.
Not yellow, a little bit brownish.
Brown mouse.
Brown mouse.
Brown.
I don't know.
Bobby Brown.
Bobby Brown.
We were just talking about what group were we talking about that Bobby Brown was a new addition, right?
I got 5 on it.
맞아요.
진짜로? What a coincidence.
Bobby Brown. We're fans of Bobby Brown.
Me too.
Studio, I guess.
Bobby Brown.
Bobby Brown. That's a good one. That's around. Bobby Brown.
그래요. 고맙습니다.
Now
I like
that we
the
got
other
that out
one
of the way.
better. I like the Harry Potter one better.
He was telling one off air. Let's quickly get it out, Dr. Liu.
Okay, I finished. I'm done reading Harry Potter series. My New Year's resolution is started about 5 years ago. Every month, I just need to finish at least one novel or non-English book. Because I need to brush up on my English skills because it's getting rusty. So that's why this year I chose, I don't know, because the Harry Potter caught my eyes again, and I picked it up. I couldn't leave the Harry Potter series. So last week I finished reading Harry Potter. I was so good. I'm still under the aftermath of. I'm so emotional.
What's the 아재 개그, Dr.
아재 개그. There's a what's the reporter who interviews Sun 해를 인터뷰하는 사람 기자를 뭐라고 할까 영어로?
해리포터.
예, 맞아요. 해리포터. Harry Potter. Yes, Harry Potter. Yes.
Okay. Anyway, let's get into it. What are we going to talk about today?
사실은 제가 엄청나게 이거 영어로 많이 쓰는 표현인데 여러분, I have a lot of butterflies in my stomach. 정말 나 밑에 정말 가슴이 두근두근거려가지고, just before I get into my studio. This studio, I just
your
took
studio.
some. Yes, my studio.
Yeah.
Our studio. I took some Xanax and some tranquilizers, but still, I have some kind of, yes. I am one of the epitomes, examples of anxiety disorders, panic attack disorders. That's what I'm going to talk about.
Panic disorder.
예, 불안장애고 공황장애라고도 하는데요.
네.
공황장애인데 이제 공황장애는 이제 불안장애 아주 극단적인 형태를 말하는데요. The reason I brought up this topic is the number of Koreans diagnosed with panic disorder surged 44% last year from 2017.
2017.
예, 5년 전보다 45%, 44%가 증가했어요.
And I see it too. I've been meeting people, and like one of like the things that if I'm meeting a new person, a lot of the times they introduce, and I also have like panic disorder.
Do you know what I
get
love?
panic attacks.
Though I love that people are starting to feel more comfortable just talking about it because it's so normal.
Yeah,
I mean,
맞아요.
it's not.
It's very common.
Normal. It's very common,
Yeah.
and so it's something that we don't want to be stuck in for our own mental health, for our own physical health. But so many people have so many different kinds of mental health, quote unquote, issues. It's just we should just talk about it.
Yeah.
Be okay
맞아요.
with it, man.
And that's what we're going to do
맞아요.
today.
예, 여러분들 이런 걸 숨기지 말고 말하는 게 또 치료가 될 수가 있어요. 그리고 maybe half of all the population in their lifetimes, they might experience at least 1 or 2 episodes of panic attack in their lives, and among them, 20% of them might suffer from the chronic condition, which bothers their life, or interferes with their daily life activity. So that's why I brought up this topic. Is everybody can easily bump into this situation, and then don't hide it. Don't keep it in your deepest corner of your mind. Just open it up. 그래서 40대가 가장 많대 우리나라에서는. 일단은 20만 명이었대요. 작년에 통계에서는 20만 명이 패닉 어택으로 진단을 받았고 2017년도에는 14만 명 정도니까 한 45% 많이 증가됐는데 실제로는 I think there are a lot more than this data shows because people are a little bit of reluctant to go into psychiatric clinic. So that's why they go to other clinics rather than rather than being diagnosed with panic disorders. They just want to take some antidepressants or some tranquilizers under the name of some non-psychiatric diagnosis.
I need sleep
Yes,
help,
sleep. Yeah,
or
that's
I
right.
need diet help, or something like that.
그런 걸로 쓸 수 있었죠. 그래서 여러분들 실제로는 더 많을 것 같아요. 정신건강 관련인데 많은 사람들이 이 정신건강이나 이런 데 가는데 조금 그 부담감이 좀 줄긴 줄었지만 그래도 아직까지 사람들이 가길 꺼려하는 사람들이 있긴 있습니다. 약간 most affected group of ages 40s, 40대. 그 다음에 이제 받는 사람들이 이제 50대 그룹이고요. 그 다음에 이제 젊은 사람들도 요즘에는 많이 증가하고 있습니다. 그리고 저도 이제 비슷한 경험을 40대에 했었어요. 벌써 10년 전이네요. 그렇죠. 그래서 저는 약간 이제 그래서 항상 40대에 머물고 싶어서 I might be still having some kind of anxiety disorder. Anxiety, not disorder, anxiety problems. Everybody has their own problems.
Sure.
But the other day I was driving on a highway. A car just was tailgating behind me. It's tailgating my tail. Tailgating means라는 거는 tailgating은 자동차가 뒤에서 꼬리를 무는 거거든요.
Dr. Liu's English hour.
오케이 맞아 English hour. 예, 근데 이제 그때 왜 이렇게 꼬리를 물지? 이제 진짜 저는 I'm one of those drivers who are sticking to the law, like a very Nordic kind of a driver.
Yeah, exactly 100 meters.
Yeah, 100 meters or
Was it 200 on the highway.
200 higher. 200.
I think I've seen 200.
No. Out of an. 그렇지만 여하간 근데 갑자기 suddenly this car overpassed me. 나를 추월을 하고 가더라고요. 근데 갑자기 막 달리고 가는데 갑자기 그 차가 저보다 훨씬 천천히 가는 거예요. Suddenly this car slows down. when we were about to enter the tunnel. So I guessed that the driver in that car might have some kind of anxiety or claustrophobic disorder. These sort of problems. And then when we went out of this tunnel and then just car sped up and ran away. 그런데 실제로 또 많은 환자분들도 저도 많이 보게 되겠고 그리고 이런 환자분들이 이런 패닉 어택이라는 그 죽을 것 같은 생각 걱정뿐만 아니라 실제로는 다른 또 증상으로 나타나요. 저 같은 경우는 어지럼증으로 나타났었거든요. 왜냐면은 I have a Superman syndrome.
Superman syndrome.
Yes, Superman syndrome. I had to. I'm like a Jesus. I have to sacrifice myself to. I have to dedicate myself to taking care of patients. So I just about 10 years ago I was so totally sleep deprived. I was under a lot of stress and just I just almost ditched my family affairs and things like that. Anyhow, suddenly I felt really dizzy. And I always trembled down onto the almost on the floor of the rounding world. So and I was really worried because I knew all kinds of cerebral or dizziness problems like a cerebral ataxia or late onset some kind of very degenerative, nasty, serious degenerative disorders, things like that. I did MRI scan and also a lot of blood test workup. All came negative. And then one of my friends just proposed me to take some what about taking some tranquilizers? And then I took it. The symptoms went away. I realized that this dizziness caused by some anxiety disorder. Now, since then, I can relate to all those patients who are presenting with symptoms of dizziness.
So for you, dizziness was
dizziness.
a big sign of your panic attack or anxiety attack,
맞아요.
right?
그쵸.
Like for me, because I don't know if I've ever went through it myself, like a panic attack or an anxiety attack, but I see a lot of people because you watch on TV when people get panic attacks. They like start hyperventilating. They start breathing hard, and then people, here's a paper bag, and then they breathe into the bag, and it's supposed to calm them down. Like that's all I knew, of a sign of somebody's having a panic attack. But for you, it's dizziness. What are other signs that somebody's having a panic attack or anxiety attack?
Before I go into the sign of symptoms of panic attack, I need to explain the symptoms of hyperventilation a little bit more in detail. Hyperventilation, 숨을 쉬는 건데요. 보통 1분에 한 20회 정도 미만으로 사람이 숨을 쉬거든요. 근데 숨을 너무 많이 쉬게 되면은 we breathe in oxygen, we breathe out carbon dioxide. 카본 다이옥사이드 산이거든요. 산이 나가고 산소가 계속 들어오면 우리 몸의 바디에서 산성도가 어떻게 되겠어요? 알칼리가 되거든요. 알칼리가 되게 되면은 우리 몸에서 일렉트로라이트가 이제 여러 가지 일렉트로라이트 전해질들이 막 움직이는데 거기서 칼슘이라는 이온이 우리 세포 안으로 들어가서 피 속에는 칼슘이 없어져요. 그래서 숨을 쉬는데 숨이 더 차고 또 칼슘이 없어지니까 어떻게 나타나느냐? spasm. We call it carpal spasm이라고 그래요. 손가락이 이렇게 쭈그러들어요. 예, 이렇게 쭈그러들고 숨도 못 쉰단 말이죠. 네. 그럴 때 여기다가 플라스틱 백을 대게 되면은 내가 뇌신 카본 다이옥사이드를 내가 다시 리인헤일 하는 거니까 내 몸의 폐와 밸런스를 맞추는 거거든요. 그래서 that's why we breathe with the plastic bag just in front, putting them in front of our covering our mouth. 이렇게 해서 우리가 폐하를 맞추는 겁니다. 약간 이렇게 패닉 어택이 이제 하이퍼벤틸레이션으로 오는 경우도 있겠고요. 또 하나 체스트 페인. And also and feeling nauseated and headache and dizziness and tightness in the throats and feeling of fear of dying suddenly kind of hits you. 근데 이럴 때의 의사들이 조심해야 되는 게요. About 25% of them are caused by some serious heart attack, some serious heart problems.
Okay.
그래서 그걸 놓치면 안 되기 때문에 doctors be very, 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 very vigilant to seeking for the right cause of the tightness in chest, shortness of breath, and other symptoms manifested with very similar symptoms of a panic attack.
My friends. So remember last week we talked about loss of hearing or like tinnitus.
Tinnitus.
Or tinnitus.
이명증이죠.
So
예.
for me, that's what happens when I kind of panic a little bit on the inside.
맞아요.
Is I lose my hearing, and all I hear is everything else is like I feel like I'm underwater. But my friend had a panic attack or had panic attacks for a long time. And she would suddenly feel a pain in her chest. She's like 7 years younger than me. Feel a pain in her chest, and she couldn't breathe, and she felt like she was going to die. She felt like that was it. Like, this is the moment that I die.
맞아요.
And so I helped to teach her some meditation, some mindfulness, and she said it really helped because understanding, no, this is just a panic attack. I'm not going to die. I'm safe. But at the time, she said, so scary.
You know what Laura just said is called CBT.
Cognitive behavioral therapy.
예, 인지행동 치료라 그래가지고요. 두려움이 생길 때에 이거 we already gave away the answer. 두려움이 생길 때 왜 생기는지에 대해서 기록을 하고 이게 사실이 아니다라는 걸 갖다가 적는 것들, 그걸 얘기하는 것, 그것 자체가 치료가 되는 겁니다. Today. I was really swamped with lots of patients because yesterday I took a day off. So today a lot of patients were complaining. Anyhow, I saw one of the patients who presented with some kind of some chest tightness and things like that. But he believes the thought that these symptoms caused by some getting an X-ray at that time because that symptom hit him or hit her at that time. So she believes that the getting an X-ray might have caused her symptoms. But I explained it to her. You know, everybody has exposed to some X-ray radiation every year, but it's not caused any. It's not any cause symptoms that you described. It's just coincidence. And then I told her about the story, and then in the end, she left my office, and in the end. But anyhow, that correcting the thinking process is called CBT, and other treatment options are medications. Especially tranquilizers might help, but a lot of antidepressants, which is I wouldn't want to call it antidepressants because it's a serotonin specific reuptake inhibitor or serotonin norepinephrine. It's to do with serotonin. So these medications can intervene with our neuronal network, and that it might help us recover our healthy neuronal network systems.
Okay.
So 그래서 약을 먹는 것도 나쁘진 않다. 그리고 우리는 제가 말씀드리지만 뇌에 영향을 많이 받는 거는 스트레스도 영향을 많이 받고 또 삶에서 많은 톡식한 material도 많이 우리가 먹게 되거든요. Processed food. A few days ago, I read an article that's highly processed food as addictive as tobacco abuse, tobacco using, smoking.
Okay.
스모킹만큼 아주 이제 어딕티브하다 그러는데 그만큼 그런 것들도 뇌에 영향을 많이 미치는데 우리가 그 항우울 또는 이 불안의 이런 약들 같은 것도 어떻게 보면은 이런 뇌에 이런 걸 좀 도와주는 약재들이거든요. 그래서 그런 약보다 술이나 담배가 뭐 100배, 1000만 배 더 harmful한 거죠. 그렇기 때문에 약 먹는 것에 대해서 너무나 두려워하지 마시고 또 방금 닥터 로라께서 얘기하셨듯이 자신의 그런 그 경험이나 이런 두려움을 얘기를 직접 하고 자신이 설명해 나가면은 거기서 실마리를 풀어서 해결할 수가 있습니다. 그래서 you're not the only one who are experiencing this kind of symptoms. Just open it up and then
talk about it.
Talk about it. Yes. 오늘의 인사약은 여기까지였고요. Don't forget to just review all those comments, all those vocabulary words I taught today. This 아재 and 공황장애 그리고 영어 그 butterflies in your stomach.
Thank you so much for that wrap up.
Okay.
Thanks, Dr. Liu. We have got one of our listeners texting in saying 요즘 변이 잘 안 나오거든요. 걱정돼요. 그러면은 다음 주나 or just a quick tip for constipation?
Constipation. constipation. Yes, constipation은요. 물을 많이 먹고요. 절대 참으시면 안 돼요. when nature calls. 이것도 좋은. Nature calls. 자연이 부를 때에는 절대 don't hesitate, don't hold it. You know, today I was so busy, so I had to, force all the sphincters straight, tightened.
TMI, Dr. Liu.
Okay.
TMI. 근데요,
예.
막 이것저것 막 기억하라고 했잖아요.
네.
우리 윌러 칼마님이요. 바비 브라운만 기억나요라고 왔습니다. 어떻게 Dr. Liu 지금 우리 지금 15분 한 17분 동안 공황장애, panic disorder 막 이렇게 열심히 설명을 했는데 윌러님이 바비 브라운만 기억난다고 하는데
여러분 숨 찰 때, 불안할 때, 아니면 무대에 올라갈 때, 사람들한테 면접해서 나갈 때 바비 브라운 생각하세요.
All right, Dr. Liu, thank you so much. That'll do it for today's 인싸의학.
네, 감사합니다, 여러분.
Panic disorder
Dr.
today.
Liu, we'll see you next week.
Bye.
All right. It's time for us to have a song break. This is Phil Collins with Against All Odds. See you soon.
How can I just let you walk away? Just let you leave without a trace. When I stand here taking every breath with you. Ooh, you're the only one who really knew me at all. How can you just walk away from me when all I can do is watch you leave? 'Cause we shared the laughter and the pain, and even shared the tears. You're the only one who really knew me at all. So take a look at me now. There's just an empty space. There's nothing left here to remind me. Just the memory of your face. Oh, take a look at me now. There's just an empty space. And you coming back to me is against the odds. And that's what I've got to face. I wish I could just make you turn around and see me cry. There's so much I need to say to you, so many reasons why. You're the only one who really knew me at all. So take a look at me now. There's just an empty space. There's nothing left here to remind me. Just a memory of your face. Now take a look at me now. 'Cause there's just an empty space. But to wait for you is all I can do. And that's what I've gotta face. Take a good look at me now. 'Cause I'll still be standing here. And you coming back to me is against all odds. It's the chance I've gotta take. Take a look at me now.
안녕하세요. 차가운 도시 남자 Inside Out Busan writer Steve라고 합니다. Winners of Inside Out Busan's listeners participation segment will get full course meal voucher from Golden Lizzie, a gourmet restaurant in Geojedong and Yeonsandong, where you can taste cuisine from Michelin Guide featured Chef Kim. 미슐랭 셰프의 파인 레스토랑 골든 리지에서 10만 원 외식 상품권을 받을 수 있습니다. A place to entertain your brain and eyes, Museum of Illusions. 당신의 눈과 뇌를 즐겁게 하는 곳. 뮤지엄 오브 일루전 부산 착시미술관 입장권. Coffee voucher and a pack of fresh coffee, whole beans, sponsored by Into Roastery in Yangsan. 언제나 맛있는 커피를 신선하게 만드는 양산에 위치한 Into Roastery 원두 커피. 커피 향 좋다. A delicious brunch for two from Gorilla Brewing Busan, Gwangan branch, the leader of Korean handmade beer culture. 수제 맥주 전문점 고릴라 브루잉 부산에서 제공하는 식사권. Admission tickets for the Busan Next to Sky top floor observatory, which is located at LCT in Haeundae, the highest place in Busan. 부산 대표 랜드마크 해운대 LCT에 위치한 하늘 위의 바다. 부산 Next to Sky 전망대 입장권을 선물로 드립니다. 저랑 같이 가실까요?
It's time for 호기심 천국.
호기심 천국 시간입니다.
천국.
네.
It's your turn today.
It is my turn. So I want to play a little game with you as well as our listeners.
Okay, I like
Have
games.
you heard of
Yes.
the immortal snail?
Oh, no.
The immortal snail. 불멸의 달팽이. Right? Let's first listen to the clip, and I want you to think, what would you do if you were in this situation?
The concept of the immortal snail is an absolute classic. The story goes that you have a choice to live forever plus get a large sum of money, but an immortal snail will hunt you. If it finally touches you, you die an extremely painful death. As far as I can tell, Rooster Teeth is responsible for the situation, having suggested the idea back in 2014 during a podcast. This ignited a million tales of online speculation as to what one would do facing such an insane situation. Surely one could simply put it in a concrete box and drop it in an ocean. But time would eventually destroy the box. You couldn't just forget about it forever. Plus, it's implied the snail is super intelligent. It could ride ocean currents to get to you quicker should you move overseas. Essentially, the entire thing has become an exercise in overthinking and brings to mind literature such as The Picture of Dorian Gray by Oscar Wilde. And, of course, there's the question of what to do once you and the snail outlive the universe. Do you meet your excruciating fate and touch the snail, having gone mad from eons of loneliness? The best part about the idea is that it has so many layers to it, which is why it tends to pop up in meme culture at least every couple of years. There's tons of solutions that are constantly referenced, and as soon as anyone mentions me and the snail, it isn't difficult to extrapolate exactly which snail they're talking about. Even specific answers have become memes themselves with a life of their own outside of the entire snail story, including the simple yet maddening phrase, decoy snail. It could be argued part of the beauty of this meme is that it forces one to imagine beyond their current situation. It forces one to think of what it is they would want to do with their life should they have every opportunity to achieve. And this is where the latest focus on the scenario lies.
So that is, I don't know if you call it a riddle or a challenge, right? The immortal snail, the snail that never dies, right? So you are given this choice. You could get a large sum of money plus immortality. 죽을 수가 없어요. But along with that choice, a snail is always going to be after you. 이 달팽이도 죽을 수가 없어요. 그 달팽이가 항상 본인 향해서 가고 있어요. And if the snail eventually catches up to you and touches you, you die. So, how are you going to survive the snail? That is the question, right? In this meme that's brought to you by Lessons in Meme Culture. It's the NutTube channel, right? And we actually, me and my friends, I remember talking about this even in college, right? And we spent hours just coming up with crazy ideas how we would survive the snail that's always going to be chasing after us.
Here's the thing. Who, before we even try and escape this hypothetical snail, why is everybody wanting to live forever?
I mean, well, that's just what would you call it? That's just the rules of the game. You live forever, right? And plus you get, let's say, I don't know, $1 million. right?
$1 million and you live forever. What a terrible idea.
I mean, I don't know. Go
if you
invest.
get $1 million a week.
Go invest or
then I'm
in something, right? Get more money out of it. It doesn't matter what you do with the money, but the main goal of this is how are you going to survive? Just throw even money out the door. 돈 생각하지 마세요. How are you going to survive the snail?
I'm going to get someone else to strap a sensor on its back. Super glue it. Because snails can't change shells. Contrary to popular belief, they cannot slip out of their shell and then into another.
Crabs can do that.
Crabs.
Right?
Yeah. Sorake.
네. So you would place a tracker on it.
Yeah.
Right?
You just put a little tracker, just super glue a tracker on it and get someone else to super glue a tracker on it. And then hire a robot to protect and serve. And if the snail gets anywhere near me, have it blasted into 1 million pieces.
Well, the snail's immortal, same as you.
I'll send it down with the Terminator. I'll send it to T1000. I'll post it in a box away to Timbuktu. So all of these places, and then it'll have a sensor when it's coming back, and I'll get my robot to take it away again.
Whatever. So it's immortal, and you're immortal.
Yeah.
I don't think there's anything on planet Earth that could withstand the test of time. Eventually, whatever box you put it in, whether it be plastic, wood, some kind of metal, it will erode away.
Yeah, but it's going to give me a pretty good amount of time. I'm going to stick it in like plastic, inside plastic, inside plastic, inside plastic, and then drop it to the bottom of the ocean or send it to the moon. And then, it's done.
So you think that's enough time for you?
Sure.
So millions and millions of years.
150 years is enough for me.
Okay. But 그런데 you don't go away. You're immortal too.
Yeah, I know. That's
so
why
you
I don't
die.
like this game. I want to just end it sometime. I'm tired already.
So you don't get to. Eventually, it'll come. So the clip mentioned. Eventually, it'll get to a point where 지구가 이제 멸망되고요. There's nothing. Apocalypse comes. There's nothing alive on the earth anymore. It's just you and the snail. What do you do then?
You befriend them.
But the snail, its main function, like the only thing in its brain is, I have to touch Laura.
What a sad life, eh?
I mean, it's a snail, right?
But surely the snail deserves a bit of joy.
All right,
Maybe his joy is.
You're going to up the other mountain, right? You got to focus on you and your life. You got to live, right? So this exercise is to get people to kind of think way ahead. You know what I mean? So, and think way ahead as well as overthink your current situation. Okay. I've heard of people like say the same things as you. I would put it in like a titanium case and drop it in the, like, you know, the deepest part of the trench, like the Mariana Trenches or something in the ocean. But eventually, you know, the snail, it's immortal. It can never die, right? Hundreds and hundreds of years might pass, but that metal will erode somehow. The snail will become free. And then it's smart too. I forgot to mention that. It's smart. Let's say it's smart as you. Okay?
Where is this magic snail?
It's smart as you, and it could, like, it knows how to ride the currents, right? If you go off
Does it know how to ride the bus?
I mean, it could hop on a bus eventually. Okay, not hop on, like, kind of slime its way. What did Haley say? Schlep its way.
Schlep its way up the
up the tire and make it on top of the bus, and it's always going after you, right? Because at first you think, oh, it's a snail, it's slow, right? But then if you put it into like the factors like it's smart, it knows where you are always. It'll always know where you are, and it's always coming after you, right? That's scary that scared me. Like when I realized
is it like
that.
No Country for Old Men?
Kind of, right? Javier Bardem is always coming after you. Heads or tails, right? So I think it's a good exercise. I always just out of the blue, think about it, right? If I want to kind of get my brain whirling, because I always try to think of something else. Okay, I've done the put it in a box and throw it into the middle of the ocean, right? What else am I going to do? I thought the same way as you. Put a tracker on it, and then have it send a warning to me on my phone when I know it's entered the country that I'm in.
Yeah.
As soon as it crosses borders, right? I get a thing on my phone. The snail has arrived in Korea, and then I'd hop on another plane and then go somewhere else, right? But then that that constant running away, would I want to do that?
You can't run away from your own feet, Minsu.
You can't.
No.
But I'm running away from the snail.
Yeah, I know, but that's the same thing. The snail's always going to find you. You can't run away. You would be running forever.
We have
Nonsense.
we have wait move that thing away. We have 위월 카르마님 못된 달팽이네요. 바비 브라운으로 만들어줘야겠네요. 우리 위월 카르마님 바비 브라운에 엄청 꽂혔네요. 네. 이럴 때 우리 PD님이 바비 브라운 노래로 마무리하겠죠. 쇼 나중에.
좋아요. I got five on it.
네.
I don't think that was Bobby Brown. I think that was somebody else. I'm depressed by this whole stupid meme.
It's not supposed to make you depressed. It's supposed to get you thinking, right?
I'm just depressed about this snail who's constantly trying to chase me and murder me.
It's okay. It's just that situation, but it's a thinking exercise.
It's like
right?
the T-1000, but it's like so ominous. And it's kind of a metaphor for life. Death is always around the corner.
Well, I mean, if you think of it that way.
Well, you brought it up.
So this is like something, a game that I play with, buddies of mine, friends sometimes. Like, what would you do in that situation? And if you go online and if you look up immortal snail, like on forum sites, there's so many people around the world that give their 2 cents of how they would survive the snail.
여러분 어떻게 생각하시는지 궁금합니다. 이 달팽이가 여러분한테도 계속 잡으러 가면 여러분은 어떻게 도망갈 수 있는지 도망갈 방법이 있으면 알려주시기 바랍니다.
Let's see. We have messages came in. Lee Kelly님 saying the snail has landed. Oh, are you agreeing with my idea of putting a tracker or getting a message on your phone saying the snail has entered your vicinity or the country, right?
Yeah.
So people like Laura, right? Just the ominous thought of a killer snail coming after you is a huge downer, right?
It's a huge downer. It's a really big downer because I feel just kind of you can't enjoy it. But then you would have so much enjoyment in your life for like 100 years. And then the plastic would, degrade. But then everybody around you would be dead anyway.
Yeah, right? Then, I don't know. I don't want to think too bleak on this, right? But the snail...
I'm already way past that.
Lee Kelly is saying salt is the key. Right. A lot of people think if you throw salt on snails, they're supposed to die right away or something, right?
But it's invincible.
It's invincible. It's immortal. It cannot die.
It can't die.
Lee Kelly. But it's a snail. It moves at the snail speed, right? Yeah. So I don't want to bum any of our listeners out, right? There is no killer snail following you, listeners. This is supposed to be just a thinking exercise for you to kind of like overthink a situation or think many steps ahead, right? Are you smarter than a snail? I guess that could be the name of the exercise too.
What is Wheeler Karma-님 saying on YouTube chat?
내 몸에 자석에 N극을 붙이고 달팽이에게는 S극을 붙여야겠네. Oh. So what he's saying, when it comes to magnets, if you put like the same, like the negative, if you put the negative towards a negative, you know how the magnet's always pushing it away. So that's what Wheeler-님 is saying, right? You would put one part of the magnet in you.
But
and then
wait, well, you're going to put different parts in the magnet, then you're going to attract.
No, 그래서 same part of the magnet, right? So it's always pushing the snail away. 오, 이건 좀 똑똑하다. I've never heard of this.
좋아요.
그렇죠, 맞아요. Wheeler Karma-님, 달팽이에게도 S극을 붙여야겠죠. 맞아요. 똑같은 걸 넣어야지 it pushes the 달팽이 away.
스마트.
네.
우리보다 완전 스마트.
And get the French Army's help. Lee Kelly-님 saying.
What is this song? Look at this song.
저도 방금 봤어요. It's Bobby Brown, all right? What can you do?
Brown. I'm not saying it. You're saying it.
I'll say it.
Okay.
Right? Yeah.
It's time for us to say goodbye.
Bye.
Oh my goodness. 백주연님 택생한 달팽이 몸에 좋지 않나요? 맞아요. 그거는 봤습니다.
어느 사람들 맛있다고 합니다.
근데 여러분 우리는 가야지. 슬프지.
이제 퇴근해야 됩니다. 저희는.
퇴근해야 되지.
Thank you so much for hanging out with us.
But we'll be back tomorrow.
Yeah.
We promise.
Last song dedicated to Wheeler Karma님. Bobbing around, bobbing around. Bobby Brown's Humping Around.
Yeah.
그리고 우리 오늘 gift receiver 있습니다. 우리 임세원님 축하드립니다.
네, 축하드립니다. We'll see you back here tomorrow. Today's show produced by Cho Yoon-jin, written by Im Soo-jin, hosted by Laura McCluckey.
And hosted by Min Soo-shin. Peace out, everybody.
Bye-bye.
Constantly in doubt, you lose the game if you play that way. Get up, yeah, ain't nobody humping around. When you love someone and you wanna love them right, got to get more loving about you. When you know that you're holding on too tight, so they will be leaving without you. Said that you love someone, why you calling on my friends, thinking I've got something to hide? Girl, you don't love no one. You don't know what love's about. You lose the game if you play that way. Ain't nobody humping
부산을 한 장의 사진에 담는다면 어디로 가야 할까요? 꼬꼬마 시절 이때만큼은 세상을 내려다보며 꿈을 키웠고 용돈을 모아 산 사진기는 아직도 서랍 속에 있습니다. 시간이 흘러 키는 자라고 사진은 어디서든 찍을 수 있는 세상이 되었지만 부산의 진짜 모습을 보기 위해서는 같이 가볼 곳이 있습니다. 광복동에서 부산을 내려다보며 우리와 함께